it's Andy from Marshall Moshpit here, and if you don't know who this guy is, you fools. It's Damo from Black Star Riders. Now welcome.
Thanks a lot, Andy.
It's an absolute honour and a privilege for you guys to be here. Now we're not going to worry too much about the previous history with the band and everything, the name change, because it's an honourable thing with the name change. But the album, All Hell Breaks Loose, released earlier this year. Now, it still feels a very similar feel to Thin Lizzy, even though it's a different name. It's still got the edge, it just feels the same. Is that how the approach it? Is it just the way the songwriting process goes? Or?
Well, you got to remember that initially when the conversations were had about making a new album, it was going to be under the Thin Lizzy name. And, I think that Scott was in a very unique situation in that he had brought in guys to join Thin Lizzy that were not only fans of the music but had really studied that music. I can speak for Ricky as well that there's probably not more than 2 or 3 other writers that had a greater impact on us individually as songwriters than Phil Lynott.
Well, of course, it's.
You know what I mean?
There's something about the songwriting, because when you look historically through the back catalogue and everything, and the way we see you guys on stage now, there's still his soul there with the songs and everything. It's still that specific songwriting ability.
Well, thank you for saying that, man. That's a huge compliment. But just in the context of the Thin Lizzy discography, there's so many styles. It's not just hard rock. There's folk music, there's blues in there, great storytelling, even some pop music, pop melodies. Phil, he had it all. And then what they created as a band was so unique and so special. So we had such a deep reverence for that, a real kind of gratitude for having the opportunity, that we knew we had to set the bar very high. So we already had the bulk of these songs together before we decided to change them.
Right.
So it was a scary proposition, just kind of stepping out from that security blanket, because it's such a legendary.
Of course it is, and it's one of those that everyone, irrespective of whether they don't know you as Black Star Riders now, still know you, because when they hear the songs and the set list, they instinctively know who you are.
Well, man, that's the thing that's been so fantastic about particularly the European rock press. They've done such a fantastic job in helping us educate the world, educate the rock fans that, okay, you're going to be seeing this name, Black Star Riders, but it's not a brand new band. These are guys you know, it's a sound that you're familiar with, that whole thing. And I've said it before, I just feel like Scott Gorham really gave us all a gift by saying, okay, man, I was a part of something extraordinary. I'm going to bring you all in, and we can take that and use it as a springboard to launch this new thing. I can't think of another situation like that. There's
most definitely. Like I said before, it was a big risk to take.
Yeah.
Because when the album came out, everyone, all the reviews and everything was so positive. It was kind of like, well, yeah. And then when they look into the bit more of the press release and a bit about it, was kind of like, oh right, well yeah, we can see that.
Well, I got to tell you something, man. If the songs hadn't have been good, I think we would probably gotten negative reviews, negative abuse, maybe more than another band that wasn't coming from an established
because
you know what I'm saying?
You had the status before, and making that is a big thing. Now, moving on from that, obviously Download is where we saw you last. Obviously you were thrown in the mix at the last minute.
Yeah.
How did that come around? Was that just literally, are you guys free? Are you able just to...
It was kind of like that. It was very last minute. The guys in Buck Cherry had to pull out at the last minute, which had to be an extraordinary decision on their part, because everybody knows how big Download is.
I want to say something quite now. My wife, the boss, as you see, she's in a Buck Cherry t-shirt.
Oh, right on.
She's got a Buck Cherry sleeve. She's a massive Buck Cherry fan.
Fantastic.
And that's the reason why we were there. And she was kind of slightly disappointed when she saw your name come up.
I bet she was.
And then we actually made a point of coming seeing you guys at the front of the stage, waiting. And when you came on, she was like, I know it's not Buck Cherry, but so
awesome.
to have the interview, it was kind of like, no, I don't care whatever else happens, I'm making sure I'm free for the interview because I had to just.
Wow, that's very cool. Very cool. Well, yeah, we were just very fortunate that Andy and the people at Download contacted us and said, hey, we need somebody. And of course, the instant that phone call came in, we all knew immediately what an amazing opportunity that was.
And it certainly was.
Yeah, man, we had to take advantage of that.
Because obviously it was an enough capacity crowd there watching you.
Well, it was fantastic, and I'd love to tell you that it was easy, but it wasn't.
No.
We had several of us were already committed to fly back to the U.S. after the dates we were doing prior to that. So it was literally fly home, be home for, I think it was about 3 days, get right back on a plane and fly back across. So, but I mean, Download is worth it. Download is such a...
It's the history behind it. It's the Monsters of Rock. It's the whole... It's tradition with the Thin Lizzy name.
Yeah.
It goes synonymous together. Just to say, look, Monsters of Rock is now Download. Thin Lizzy now Black Star Riders. They just go together. There's so many great artists.
I agree with you, Andy, and certainly the fact that we played on Saturday, the lineup on the main stage on Saturday was just almost unbelievable. Iron Maiden, Queens of the Stone Age, Alice in Chains, Mastodon,
It's
Black Star Riders.
Pulled up all the stops for it.
That's crazy. I mean, we have friends in all these bands, and it couldn't have been better.
Awesome. Now, you're currently in the middle of your UK tour.
Yes.
How's that seem to be going?
It seems to be going fantastic.
Good.
We kind of covered much of Europe before we started in the UK, I guess 9 or 10 days ago.
Yeah.
And we were really looking forward to it because we knew that that's really at the heart of where the mainstay of the biggest Thin Lizzy following is. And they've come out in droves. It's all been great shows for us. And
the best show still to come, the local show for us, which is the Manchester one.
Oh, Manchester, you'll be
Friday the 13th.
It's going to be huge, man. As a matter of fact, I think that is our last date in England. Because I think it's Dublin and then Belfast before we head home.
So it will be a show and a half.
Great, man.
Now, tonight, obviously I've seen you recently, Download this year. What can we expect from you guys tonight? Is it similar to what people have already experienced?
No, it's a little different now, man. And one thing you can expect to see is a band that's fine-tuned. I mean, we're running on all cylinders now. I felt like we had a very good show at Download, but we just hadn't had enough shows under our belt to really work out all the kinks. For Scotty and I to really dial in the guitar parts and for us to get all the background vocals and everything. I think you'll see clearly that. We kind of storm it, man. We attack it like a bunch of Vikings, and it's just like, and it's, a heavy song off the Black Star Riders followed by a Thin Lizzy classic, Bound for Glory followed by a Thin Lizzy classic.
It's a good mix.
Yeah, man, we're excited about the set list that we're
because we're staying tonight to have a few drinks, and actually when we finish our last interview, you guys on stage, 10 minutes after our interview finishes, me and my wife are running all hell to get there to see you guys, to try and get all your set.
Right on, brother.
Because we just love that set so much at Download. And as you say, with the All Hell Breaks Loose album and the songs that have already been released and are already out there, so obviously, like I say, Bound for Glory was just such an amazing track to start off with to showcase the album. It just says it on it, the tin. And obviously you've got Hey Judas, which has just been released, I believe, as well. And then I think you've got, is it Kingdom of the Lost, which has got the Celtic feel, which keeps it with the Irish roots of what Thin Lizzy started out to be. So you've got, which I would like to think is a tremendous tribute to Thin Lizzy, even though.
Well, man, kind of the ace in the hole we have is having Ricky in the band, and his Irish heritage himself. It wouldn't be the same if we had maybe someone else fronting the band, particularly if they were from another part of the world. Ricky's Celtic influences are real. It's not just the Thin Lizzy extension, you know what I'm saying?
And then obviously with his history with the Almighty and everything, bringing it in and knowing the history.
Yes.
As you say, that musical knowledge makes a big difference. because you're all aware of the legacy that was involved.
Well, I'll never forget the day that we started writing Kingdom of the Lost. I had just a real simple chord progression and a melody, and I said, well, what about this? You know, what do you think? And he just opened his notebook and he goes, what do you think about this lyric? Come here and listen to me, boys, to the story that I tell. Across the sea from Erin's shore, a man condemned to sell. To the land of milk and honey and whiskey by the pail. They promised me a future there.
So poetic and such an amazing storytelling ability.
Great, man. I mean, I almost fell out of my chair.
Yeah.
I was just like, what?
Yeah, and it's just like the other way, just a simple, nice Celtic introduction, and then it goes. It's
great stuff, man. And again, you know, our fans, they feel that. They hear it. They love it. It's again, man, we're so grateful. Like we just feel like it's this new community that we're growing.
Well, yeah, because you've got the fans from prior, and you've also got the new fans that are only just hearing the new material, and they're all coming together at an event of such magnitude where everyone just sings along, and it's just a good party atmosphere, and it's...
Andy, we feel like these are our people here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we accept all takers. We love whoever wants to come. But Hard Rock Hell, these are our people, man.
The connoisseurs of good music.
Absolutely. They're fans of so much music. So for them to want to come and see us to headline this night and be a part of this thing, man, it's a huge honor. So we feel like we owe it to them to bring our 5-star performance.
Well, I'm going to say thank you very much. It's an absolute honor, and I can't wait to see you guys later.